You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.
Yeah, no, I literally on the I went on a date and
So
she was like, "Wow, that's a really nice bracelet. You should wear that more often." I was like, "Thank you." Then I went out Friday night and 2 independent friends were like, "Oh, that's a cool bracelet." One of them was like, "Where'd you get that? I want one." And I was like, "I don't know. It's my dad's. He got it from the 80s, so you're shit out of luck." And then yesterday, 2 of my friends who came down, who were friends from high school, complimented the bracelet.
Nice.
So,
We're talking about a bracelet that I gave Bronny that I think was my dad's. Am I correct?
I thought you said it was yours.
It was mine.
Oh, if it's paused, then that's even cooler.
Hey, Nell. Find out quickly.
Well, what's funny is, one, I love the idea of wearing like jewelry that's been passed down.
Yes,
that's super cool because like there's
so
so much more value in that than just buying your own thing. What's even cooler is that this style, like this is fully back in style trendy. Like this is what influencers would sell these kind of bracelets.
Oh, really? It's a nice bracelet,
which is so funny because, but like 7 years ago, this probably would have been considered an ugly bracelet. But now it's come back in style because it's been like 30 years.
Story behind it, I got to tell you. So I'm not sure. Where
right outside.
What the fuck?
She probably just doesn't have. She's not.
She lives with her
phone on.
She lives with her fucking phone. It's surgically attached to her.
Call the house. Or maybe she's outside with the dog.
She can't. You know how hot it is.
What?
Got dial 561. It's weird. But yeah, so what happened was...
Yeah, you can't dial local. That's not a thing anymore.
So there were 2. Oh, we should have called from yours and then Bluetooth because there's a story behind it.
Just tell her to come in.
Hi.
You want me to call?
We're going to call you from Bronny's phone, okay?
The house line?
We're going to call you from Bronny's phone to Bluetooth, and I got a question for you. Bye.
Okay.
Wait, Nell.
But not my cell. I don't have my cell with me.
Okay, I'm calling the house phone.
All right, we'll find out.
It says user busy. Let me try it again.
Oh, my God.
Well, I guess because it was...
You got to turn... Oh, it's this one?
User busy. Why does it say that?
You down 561?
I'm dialing the house. Yeah, the house phone.
That's weird.
Try it again.
Yeah, come on, Bronny Boo. And then I want to talk about something else that I like.
Hello?
Hi. So now I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So the bracelet that I gave Bronny, right, which is it's a heavy bracelet, Bron. Yeah. So
yeah, well, it's like
is that from my dad originally? Did he wear it? Or was it his mother passed away and left us money?
Yes. Okay, but there's 2 bracelets.
I know. I'm going to go over that. So it was definitely not it was not Pa's. It was Pa's mother.
No, your dad, you bought it before I met you, but it was the money your grandmother left you.
Got it.
Okay, so Dad's mother passed away and Pa gave us some money.
Pa's mother.
Right. So I took that money that I got and bought the gold bracelet to remember her in. That's the
cooler.
bracelet. Then I was in law school and I used to wear it all the time. It was on my left wrist like you're wearing.
Yeah.
And I used to... actually, it was on my right wrist because of my watch.
I usually would wear it on my right wrist, but I don't have a watch, and I'm comfortable wearing something on my left, so I'm keeping it on my left right now.
So in law school, when I lived, I had a white platform bed, and it had a box, underneath, so the box and then the mattress would go.
Right.
And I lost my bracelet. We don't know where it was for about a year or 2 right now.
Like Bryce's watch.
Yeah.
Okay, and what happened was when I graduated law school and I undid the bed, the bracelet was...
But wait.
Okay.
You felt so bad that you lost it that you went out and bought the same exact
identical one. Where is that identical one?
You must have it because Dad replaced it. I think part of it is he didn't want Pa to know because it was the money he got from his grandmother.
No, that's 100% not the case. I just wanted to know that.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, and he felt bad, so he went out and bought the exact same one.
So how do you know if this is the original or the replacement? There's no way to know, right?
So, but the identical one we bought, right? And what happened was, then I left.
Wait, John, didn't you give one to your dad?
I thought that's what I'm saying. I gave one to my dad. That's exactly right. I thought one to my father.
You did. Because you had because you bought the second one, you gave one of the bracelets to your dad.
My dad used to wear it. I remember that.
So I have one, and there's another one up in their house.
Well, you'll never get. No one's. That's probably gone because
yeah.
And John, it's not in the stuff that you got from your dad.
It's not in the stuff I got from my dad. Definitely not. But I wonder if there's one in the safe. There might be one Maybe there's one in your, we have a jewelry box in your safe.
Yeah.
Maybe one's in there. I can't get in there because they're doing construction there, but there might be one in there. I don't know if I took it out and put it in the drawer or.
Okay, well, that's another conversation we can have.
All right, so that was so we found it, and so I have 2 of them.
That's cool. Well, no, I love it. I've literally, Mom, I was saying to that, I got like literally 6 independent compliments just this weekend from wearing this bracelet.
How great is that?
Really? And I never would have thought you would wear a bracelet like that. Well, the thing is,
it's sentimental. That's why I does.
I liked it sentimental, but also this style is back in style. For those who are just listening, it's like a gold big chain link.
But nice
like
looking.
Thick
and
chains.
solid.
Yeah, and that's really like back in style now for men. So it kind of just works.
So when I met Dad in 1990, Dad was wearing a gold ring on his pinky that had 3 diamonds on it.
Back in style
He
now.
wore that bracelet and the necklace that Burke wears, and I think the high. Yeah. He wore all of that.
That was
the style in 1990.
That was the style then. Then in the 2000s, you would never catch men wearing jewelry like that. Now it's more. Men will wear like 5 bracelets, so 4 rings.
I remember
3 chains.
That ring with the 3 diamonds on it. We still have that. That's in the safe. I know
you still have that, absolutely.
Yeah. So, Bron, will you wear that?
And that was Paz. That was Paz ring.
No, but
was that Paz? No, Bryce is getting the white gold one.
The one that Paz wore all the time. But the ring that I'm referring to with the 3 diamonds originally was Paz ring. He gave it to you a long, long time ago.
Don't remember. I thought I bought that.
I do want to get a chain. That's the next thing I want to buy.
No, you told me
I want
it
like
was,
a Star
it
of
was
David.
Paz ring.
I could be wrong. I don't know. All right,
that's what you told me back in like 1990 when you were wearing it. That's what you said. Your parents, I think, gave it to you.
Yeah,
but I think it was your dad's.
All right. Well, the white gold one is the main pot one.
Yeah, because that's the one he wore always.
Yeah.
Should I wear that or no?
Rings are back in. Like it's
trendy
now.
Fit you.
It can go my right.
It's trendy now to wear like 3 rings on your.
But then I feel bad
the 2 hands.
because I don't want the whole Uncle Brand thing. I feel bad. I don't want to shove it in his face.
Well, you don't have to wear it
around
Uncle
him.
Brand. I mean, your dad
he
did
listens
give
to
it
this.
to you.
Hi, Uncle Brand. By the way, hi, buddy.
Hi, buddy. That's your brother.
Hi, my brother. My bro. My family.
You shouldn't feel bad because your dad did give it to you, and your dad's no longer alive, so it's very nice to wear it. And you shouldn't feel bad about it.
If you want to wear it, definitely wear it.
If he likes it.
What was the last sentence now?
You might not want to rub his face in it if he likes it.
I never would want to do that.
But you should just wear it.
But if it's something that you like and you want to wear, you should wear it, especially now that that's stylish. Right? Like 7 years ago, if you were like, I want to wear another ring on my finger besides my wedding band, I would be like, what are you doing? That's
But if I'm wearing like my
old.
Rolly, the white gold diamond pinky ring, it's like Joey Joe stain from
That's
Boca.
what's in style now. People,
I don't know
men
about
are jeweled out. Now.
Like big T-shirts now are in style, right?
Yes.
Like I'm wearing, yeah. Well, it covers my belly.
Big T-shirts,
That
baggy
is
clothes.
nice shirt,
It's like 90s style. Baggy clothes, a lot of jewelry, bling. That's back in style.
California style's come back in now here.
Well, not back in. California always sets the style, for sure, for the country.
Honestly, I do not like the big shirt and the big pants.
Me neither.
And now like cargo pants are in again.
Yeah, like Carhartt.
Like that style.
Carhartt and Dickies are the trendiest pants.
Right.
All the teenage girls are wearing Dickies.
The lesbian look.
Yeah, but that's trendy.
Yeah, remember Hallie?
God.
What, right. Oh my God, what? That they're wearing it now?
Oh my God, that they're wearing Dickies.
Remember Hallie wore Dickies when we went to dinner? Remember?
They're wearing factory pants. The 874 Dickies are the trendiest pants. They're meant for factory workers.
All right, that's retarded.
And painters.
Retarded.
But that's what's trendy back now.
Well,
it's better than that. I'd rather have the trend be a $30 pair of pants than a $300 pair of pants.
I like that.
No. I like when these young girls who are so adorable, these college girls, are wearing cute little dresses with sneakers. That makes them look cute and sexy and clean and nice. When they wear big Dickies with a short shirt in it, so it looks like they're wearing a bra and clunky shoes, I don't like it.
That's the style.
Lesbian look. That's what. Women look like men.
And men are looking like women.
Yeah, there you
men
go.
are wearing jewelry. I'm saying jewelry and all that stuff.
No, we were back then when I grew up.
Jewelry used
when
to
I
be
grew
a
up with
manly
Uncle
thing.
Bram, all of them we were Guidos. Like we used to always wear the
That's
jewelry.
what's back in for sure.
The Jews were the high, like I wore.
Burke was before his time because he's been wearing that gold necklace with the high on it for like 5 years.
Yeah, he's a trendsetter.
That was nice. I told you a story how Pa gave me that, right?
Yeah,
in the car.
In the car?
Yeah, well, I was in the back seat.
We'll tell the story to the podcast.
So I might have been, I don't know, young. I was in high school now or younger, probably younger.
Yeah.
And I remember that, like, I think that's when Brant had, Uncle Brant, my brother, had the two-tone Rolly, which now you have, Bronny. And I was saying to my dad had the chain. I remember I think it was just my mom, my dad, and me. And I said, why is that, Uncle Bran, normal thing like a kid, why is it Uncle Bran has your watch and I have nothing from you? And he's right then and there, we were like at a traffic light. He took it off his chain. He used to wear it all the time. He goes, here you go. This is for you, which is really
That's
nice.
cool. Yeah.
And
that's so nice.
Right. Like this bracelet that I'm wearing right now, I went into Dad's closet. Dad was in his closet last week. And I
came out, guys. I came out of the closet.
I went in because I needed a pair of socks. So I went in to ask for a pair of socks. And
just don't take my white ones, my new Baleka white ones.
But as Dad opened the door to give me a pair of socks, he also saw this bracelet and he held it up. He said, do you want this too? I go, sure. Okay. And so it's the same idea.
Yeah, I'd rather give you my kids stuff while I'm alive than when I'm dead. 100%, I'd rather get enjoyment out of everything while I'm alive. What's the point? So when I'm dead, you can enjoy it. I'd rather see your enjoyment now. Like when I look it on your wrist, it gives me enjoyment.
What, it's going to sit in the drawer or it's going to be...
to see him wearing it.
I just said that. When I look it on his wrist, it gives me 100% enjoyment. I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's so cool, the idea that I have like all these items that my father had, my grandfather had, and then I can have them, and then I can give them to my son and his son.
Correct.
It's like... That's the coolest
That's
thing ever.
That's priceless shit. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the whole point of life. That's
now,
sick.
what are we going to do with all your fucking jewelry? You don't have a single daughter. What do you do with that shit?
You do daughter-in-laws.
Yeah.
They better be nice. Well, Bryce is not getting because he's got to marry a Jewish girl.
If you have female jewelry, then you give it to the sons to give to their wives. That's what you do.
Yeah, but you got to wait a while because you don't want to make sure it past the divorce stage.
I'm not giving my wife one of mom's jewelry when you're dating.
Okay, but can't you also give, like, let's say you, and hopefully I'm alive for all of this, but let's say you gave your wife a piece of my jewelry and then you get divorced. Can't you have it back because it's your family heirloom, not theirs?
Wait, you can. Sure. Wait. You can as long as she acknowledges and you have to in writing. So imagine me saying,
I'm giving this to you, but you need to write down that it was my mom's.
Yeah, no, the thing is, well, listen, a gift, all right. It is a little offensive, I guess. If you're
getting divorced, who cares about offense?
No. But what I'm saying is, imagine.
No, you have to do it before you're getting divorced. You have to do it when you give it
Ronnie,
to her.
Watch,
right.
Imagine if my mom gave me one of her, gave me one of her rings I gave to mom, and I said, "Look now, should something ever happen,
we don't make it."
Well, listen, because mom and I are still in the probationary honeymoon phase after 30 years. So if I said to mom, "Listen, my mom's giving me this to give to you." But you have to just confirm in writing that if something we ever get divorced, you need to give it back. What would you say to that, Nell? Add your thoughts with that. Would you be okay with it?
I think what I would say is, you know what? Why don't you get me our own? Let's do our own. I don't want your mother's
But
thing.
you have her, I'm saying.
Why don't we just get our own?
But you have your own.
But would you be a little slighted by it? Would you be a little annoyed? I'm sure you would. That'd be natural to be.
Okay, here's how I look at it.
But I think I don't know. It's like a weird thing because if you do have a nice diamond and then you get divorced and then it goes to somewhere else, it never stays in the family. That's really sad.
It shouldn't.
But let me say,
if
your dad said, "John, here's my watch. This is my father's. I want you to have it. I know you love my daughter, but you need to just confirm in writing that if you ever get divorced with Nell for whatever reason, that it goes back to Nell."
Would you be pissed?
I would say absolutely no problem.
I would say, of course.
Because I would say I'm never divorcing her, so it doesn't matter, but I get it.
And I would say this wasn't even mine to begin with. It was yours. So
I would have zero issue with it. Now,
agreed. Even if right now, if you said, I want this bracelet back next month, I'd be like, of course. It's not mine.
But you're my son. It's a different story. But
that's different.
I know, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like, why would I ever take offense to someone?
So here's the thing. So mom has a lot of stuff, and I'm happy for it to go to your wives, but I'm telling you right now, they 100% have to go ahead and confirm in writing, because if something were to happen, let's say 10 years down the road, and you have a daughter, it should go to your daughter.
Definitely.
And so you're going to have to do it just like everything's in trust.
I mean, that's
you have to do it.
A problem for the future. But yes.
I don't think it's really a problem, because if
well, it's like a prenup.
It's not even a prenup. Listen, you're married for years. Would you really give a fuck now if I said put it in an email to confirm that the ring is coming back?
But it might not be married for years. You might want to give a diamond to get engaged.
Well, that's a different story. I think you just have to run that risk on that part.
I think an engagement ring you can never ask for back. That's an engagement ring, but just a gift.
No, I think Florida recognizes that you could get it back.
I'm not saying legally. I'm talking about morally. Like, an engagement ring is such a different thing than just buying someone a diamond.
I don't know, if you got one of mom's, let's say, Rolexes and gave to your wife and you guys got divorced, you want that fucking Rolex.
Of course, but that's not an engagement ring.
I know, but she has to confirm that in an email, and you keep it in a safe spot. I mean, you have to do that. Just like
we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Because it's different. You know, it's different. If I said I love my daughter-in-laws and I want to give each of you a piece of jewelry,
different
that's
story.
A gift. But if it's something that's like we're passing it down because I don't need it all and we want it to go somewhere, that's different.
An heirloom is different than a gift. That's what
I told you. Also, like when we die, God forbid, everything's in trust, right? So if you ever buy a house, you got to buy the name of the trust, because if you take it out of the trust and she leaves you, she gets half of it. If it stays in the trust, she can never get it.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully
that's complicated.
Hopefully the bridges I never have to cross.
It's not complicated.
No, but that's complicated because if you and I, Jen, are married and we have children and it just ended up after many years that we're getting divorced, and then you're like, no, I bought the house from a trust, so you can't have it at all. That's so unfair when you're married for years.
It's unfair.
But isn't divorce unfair? Divorce is not fair. But you know what
now? Two things.
Yeah, but you buy it together and you're raising your family.
But you're not buying it together.
If you're buying it with the trust
buying together.
Money.
You're buying it. They're going to buy it with my $1 million fucking money that I left them.
Yeah, Mom. If you're buying it from the money that was in the trust, then you're not buying it together.
And as long as Bronson's married with the girl that he's married to, he never has to worry about it. If she fucking leaves him, whatever, why the fuck should she get a half of that half that I earned? It should go to my grandchildren, not to her. Who the fuck is she?
Mom, if she leaves him, what if he leaves her?
That's his choice. It's still money that I earned.
But it's because it's the trust money.
I think that's complicated because there's insecurity in being married and having a house that is your home where you raise your family.
Well, then, Mom, then maybe she just says, I don't want the house to be bought on the trust. I want us to buy it together.
And she never will say that. She'll never say that.
Maybe she'll just say, I want us to buy it together. And then that's a different story.
Well, if she's aware, if it's made clear that this is my house, we're doing it from my trust, if there's a family home, but if we get divorced, you don't get it because it's my trust, my money. I would feel insecure in our life together if you were like,
by the way,
then maybe Mom. By the way, now maybe it would incentivize my future wife to be the best wife possible, so that we never get divorced.
Now, if I came into our marriage and we were 25 years old when we got married, and let's assume hypothetically we discussed, we had $5 million from my parents. Okay, as much as I love you, don't think we would have had a prenup at that point? Hell yeah, because that'd be worth $20 million today.
I'm specifically talking about this, John.
Well, that's the same thing what we're talking about.
Okay, but I'm giving you my opinion. My house, where I raised my family, I'm not talking about you just get married and you move in and then it doesn't work out. I'm talking about if you're
that's not what I said.
You're married and you raise children. And I wasn't my house and I could be kicked out. I would.
No one's saying you could be kicked out. No. Okay, I get it.
Definitely, there's insecurity.
I get it. But now if you and I pass away and we leave our money to our kids, do you think that the day they get married that she should be entitled to half of that when they buy a house?
Okay, listen,
that's the issue.
Talking about the house, and I don't disagree conceptually with prenups or any of that. I agree with that. But I'm talking about if I was the girlfriend, I was the fiance, I was the wife, I would not be happy. I think I would say, I can't go for that. We need to buy a house together. That's our house. I can't go for something that's yours and I'm living in it. And then God forbid if something goes wrong, I don't get anything. I wouldn't go for that.
Okay, I get it. Go ahead.
But just finishing my thought, if I came into our marriage and you came with $5 million and you're like, this is my $5 million, and if we get divorced, I keep the $5 million, assuming we still have it, whatever, it's mine, and I agree to that. I think that's fine. I understand you come into marriage with money, but I personally would not be okay if my house wasn't also my house.
I get it. So then you do a prenup. That's all.
Or you just figure it out.
No, you just do a prenup.
It's all dependent on the specifics of the relationship.
It's actually not. You need to do a prenup. Period.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's smart
to
do
now.
anyways.
See, let me say.
And then that's an interesting question. Where does a prenup start to make sense? If you have $200,000, it doesn't really make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Now, let me say this stuff.
It's like if you have like $1 million or $2 or $5. Like
anything over $1 million, it makes sense to want to keep.
Let me say this. So in reality, more likely than not, you guys are gonna be married while Mom and I are alive. So it's gonna be a mood issue.
Very likely.
Of course.
Okay. So what I'm saying. So let me finish. So what I'm saying is, you don't have to worry about a prenup because you 3 kids have nothing in that regard.
Right. However, like if I got married next year, in 3 years, I'm not getting a prenup. When we die 20 or 30 years from now, and you get that money, you already established. I'm saying you leave that in trust. 100%.
That's all. You can live your life. That's
true. That's a very different situation.
That's what I'm saying.
If you die when I'm 50
and you come in the money,
I already hope that I would have my own money, that I can live my own life, that I don't need your money.
But even if you didn't, that money remains. It means you can use it to live.
Right.
If you take out $100,000, it's now attachable. When you're with your wife 20 years, no big deal. But
that's a different situation.
It can't be hers if something happens.
Because you live off the income, you keep the principal intact.
Yeah.
And you're fine.
That makes sense.
That's all.
Yeah.
Right. It's one thing. Right. So it's a mood issue.
Yeah.
Not worried about it. But I understand what you're saying now. I don't disagree with you. But then if that was a situation, which it isn't, in our case, if that happened, we would have just had a prenup and we would have continued to buy.
But isn't there always insecurity being a woman living, like if your man is the breadwinner and if your husband...
No, the woman owns the man. Are you kidding me? She gets half for doing nothing.
But if you don't make your own money and you're living in a house with all this there's insecurity in that.
No, because the laws favor with is if after 17 years a lifetime annuity, the woman gets her alimony or
17 years is a long time. What if it's 11 years?
Then she still gets money. She has the ability to work, doesn't she?
Yeah, but there's an inherent insecurity in giving up your life.
Giving up what life?
No, but like
he's saying if you give up your career and you're just relying on your husband, you don't make your own money anymore.
You're dependent. So there's insecurity in being dependent on someone. There always is.
Yeah, but there's not, again, just being specific about the house. If you bought it together, it's your house together. It doesn't matter if you stop making money.
That's correct. Right. That's correct now.
That's true.
Right. You're 50-50 in the house, 100%. And everything else joint when you're with your wife or your husband. That's true. Everything's joint.
Also remember, if you take me and Dad, so I went back to work a few years ago, and I worked in the beginning of our marriage, and I was even the breadwinner for many years at the beginning of our marriage.
Up, put on the record right there. Put on the record.
Do you hear that? She was the breadwinner for a couple of years.
I stopped working for so many years. So it's our stuff. It doesn't matter. I stopped working to help Dad invest in his business, and he needed to spend the time, and then I could be at home with the kids.
Consulted. She must have consulted with somebody here. This number.
Yeah. Now she's entitled to your business now. By the way,
you're gonna redact that, right? That's not part of the podcast.
No,
we don't want to record.
Dad and I are not getting divorced.
No, it's public record.
To our marriage. My point is, that's what partnerships do. That's what marriages do.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't have an insecurity in that. That's what you do to support each other and build your life and build your family.
Right. It is better. It is 100% better now when two couples come in a relationship with nothing. I agree with that. It's much simpler, easier. It's much better.
I'd imagine so.
Well, I don't know if I think if that's better.
Or maybe not come with nothing, but come with the same thing.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah. That's
but also, even if you come with some money, if you build your life, like we both worked our whole life. We're together. We did everything together.
Yep.
Like we did. Neither of us came into our marriage with money, so I guess it's different.
We came with nothing.
But right. I think though, Bronson, I really do think that it's okay. Whoever it is, and Dad would be totally against this. But he would think only the man. But whoever it is, I don't think there's anything wrong with one of the people in the family deciding, I'm going to stay home, I'm going to raise the kids.
Of course. I agree with that now. I agree with that.
But you're equal. That doesn't mean the person who's making the money gets it all.
Right.
Tell me about it now.
Partnership. You've made a decision about what's best for you and your family.
I'm going to stay home now.
Children.
Can we swap it out? Come December 31st, I stay home and you go to work.
If you want to stay home, then we have to drastically reduce our lifestyle.
I'm fine with that now.
The salon can't afford it.
No, I'm fine with that. I don't need to go out as much. You don't need to eat out all the time.
Blowouts and hair color only goes so far, John.
Yeah, Dad, you're going to have to sell your Porsche and drive a Prius.
I own my Porsche free and clear enough to sell it. There's no debt on it.
Okay.
I have no debt.
Okay,
so other than mom's car and mom. What expenses do I have for me?
Oh,
What?
Well, anyway.
What? You're breaking up. Bad sell. All I'm saying is, and we're going to end on this. You and your...
How do we even get on this?
It doesn't matter how we get on things.
The bracelet.
You and your wife-to-be, or my boys and their wives-to-be, 100%, all I'm just saying is, when we do die, leave everything in trust. That's all I'm saying. Enjoy your life. She gets the benefit. We're happy you wouldn't be married 50 years. We're going to treat her like a daughter. I'm just saying, but if something happens and she gets remarried, which, by the way, you don't know what the future holds. If she would get remarried, why should she get half of what I earned? Her husband.
I think that's we're all in agreement with that.
But whatever you guys build...
I hope for all you boys that you find the right person, you get married, and you stay married.
But now,
hopefully that's never a problem.
As a lawyer, I think the worst. That's just the way it is. It's not that I want it to happen. And I need to think the worst.
And as a mommy, I think the best. I think that they're just going to find the right person. They're going to have a beautiful
I agree, but
we all hope so. We all hope so.
But you understand where I'm coming from? That's just my way of What, like today we're outside. We get home and you're like, you brought your gun. I'm like, yeah. I always have to protect and think.
You brought your gun to breakfast.
Always. I don't think what's going on.
He
with
did.
This.
He brought his gun to breakfast.
Yeah, bring it everywhere. Yeah, it doesn't matter where it is. The world is an unsafe fucking place. What we live in. I'm not going to be a
Meanwhile,
statistic.
he didn't bring his gun last night. He brought it, but he left it in the car.
Well, because we were going to the improv.
Rumble was going to happen. Is rumble a word any longer? If a rumble
was
going to
West
happen,
Side Story.
It would have happened last night.
Well, a gun would not have done any good in there because I only had 6 fucking shots. It wouldn't have done any good. There were 400 people.
What did you expect to happen? A race riot? Everyone turning on you?
It was great. No,
what did you expect? You're in a comedy club. Everyone's always in a good mood at a comedy club.
But so it was. All I'm saying is keep it in trust. On that note, thank you, Nell.
Okay, thank you for including me. I love when you guys call me.
Okay, can you believe now on in 8 days our 30-year anniversary?
I can't.
It feels like 5 minutes. Underwater. Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
That's why I didn't say anything, everybody, because he loves that joke.
And he heard it from someone else like 6 months ago.
Like 6 years ago. It's a great joke. Wow.
All right.
30 years.
Honestly,
it went fast.
What's your thoughts on that now?
On our 30 years?
Actually, we should do it next Monday. No, let's do it next week because it'll come out on anniversary. Let's do it next. We'll talk about it next week.
Okay, you got it.
Bye.
Bye.
So, yeah, so I'm happy you have the chain. I mean, the necklace. Yes. I'm happy.
No, the chain. It's a bracelet.
And bracelet. And Burke gets a lot of enjoyment out of that thing.
It's nice to have something that has been
Bryce,
in the family.
I got to hook up Bryce.
Yeah, but Bryce doesn't wear things.
He doesn't wear things. So last night I went to the. I want to say. So you know, I can't get. I love this fucking song. I fucking don't know why I love it. The new Nicki Minaj. Freak. Yeah. So it's the counterpart to Wet Ass Pussy, is it not? Like says fuck you, like shove it in her face, I think.
Well, so yeah, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B are like the two, they're like in combat.
I think Nicki Minaj is better than Cardi B.
I'm a Nicki fan over
Me
Cardi
too,
B
all day long.
And I've been forever.
Yes, you have.
I've always said Cardi was a knockoff Nicki.
100% totally love Nicki better. And
bye,
Chippy.
You're going to the mall? You want to come say on the podcast and say hi?
Oh, man. No? Bronny, you having a hard time there, Bronny?
She's got
a leg stiff.
She's not helping me.
All right, forget it. She doesn't want to do it. Forget it.
We're on a podcast. Say hi.
Hi.
Where are you going?
To the mall.
With who?
Window.
And what do you do at the mall?
Get toys.
Okay, what I tell you, what's the one thing you have to go to mall? You hear me loud and clear, right?
What is Nell like to drink?
In front of Saks. Don't they have the valve?
Like to drink.
What's her
wine.
What?
Wine.
Yeah.
Nell, you have to valet park in front of Saks. You can't go.
Bye.
All right?
Say goodbye to Johnny.
Love you, Chippy. I'll see you later.
That's right.
Put your feet down. Where's the dog now? We got to go. Okay, be careful and valet park.
Say goodbye to Johnny.
All right, it's good. No, it's good. Don't goodbye. Leave it open. All right, so so Nicki Minaj's song, I love the fucking beat.
Well, it's not her beat, but just fine. They never do their beats. It's a different. What song is it?
Super
actually?
Freak.
Super Freak, right?
But my point is, you understand what I'm saying? I like the songs. Like, look,
I like it too,
and I like the way she fucking. I like her facial expressions.
Well, she's very good at enunciating.
She has the biggest ass, which I don't like.
The biggest.
However,
well, you remember that Anaconda video? That's the craziest one.
I got to tell you, I love when you look at her. There's something about her fucking.
I like Nicki Minaj
something
over
about that
all
chick.
the others. But also Nicki is like, she left for a while. Like she was not making music. She was not doing it, but now she's back.
Love that song. And it's like,
and she like called everyone out too.
F you wet it. Yeah, I love it.
She was like shitting on everyone now because they all kind of said that she was done and that like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and stuff.
No,
took
she's
her all
great.
Over.
I love the song, Bronny. Love it. And I love her facial expressions in the video. She's great.
Yeah, she's like a character. Also, she is like not liberal.
Good.
As well.
Good. No, I like her.
She was like anti-COVID vaccine and that kind of like canceled her for a moment.
She's fucking something about it's hot. Not hot when you physically look at her.
Yeah, her face is weird looking, but it's also
mannerisms are great. Like she knows how to get to a guy, does she not?
Well, yeah, she's got attitude for sure.
Yeah, and it's all that fucking.
She's got like that black.
No, but she's good.
What's it called? Sass. She's like very, very sassy.
And then last night I went to the Damon Wayans comedy thing, which is really fun. He's great. He was funny.
Well, yeah,
he looks old,
he's been around
funny.
forever. He's a legend.
My wife and kids we used to watch all the time.
Yeah. So yesterday we both had black person days.
What are you talking? Okay.
You were when you were at that comedy club, were you the minority?
Yes.
Like how many other white people were
I would say it was predominantly 45% black, 45% Spanish, 10% white.
Okay. I went to a football game yesterday
And
in like an inner city football game because one of my friends is a teacher there. So I went to support some of the kids.
Yeah.
And besides me and her, there were 500, 600 people there. It was huge. Besides me and this other white girl, it was every single other person was black. And it was weird being in a place where it's like literally I'm the only white person.
Interesting.
And that never happens. But then it's like that happens a lot for black people. So you gotta
respect that.
Not even, it's just like makes you think like
how they feel.
Because when you're really, really the minority and everyone around you is not like you,
I get it.
You're inherently uncomfortable, even if you're comfortable.
Correct.
So imagine living your whole life where you're just like kind of inherently uncomfortable.
I get it, but now blacks are not a minority anymore.
Well, they literally are. They're 18% of the country.
Okay, but you understand what I'm saying.
No.
Or like Damon Wayne was saying.
They're not a minority in culture.
Wait, Damon Wayne was saying about the...
Don't repeat a joke. Repeating someone else's joke is it never lands.
Just saying he was... Whatever. Okay, never mind.
Well, are you going to tell like one of his bits?
No,
it just never lands.
No, that's not what... He just said some funny things. God was saying conceptually. He was saying like how he grew up very poor and he had like a weird leg thing that he had to wear a brace for. And he said that teasing is good. We wanted to hang out. We didn't want to be ignored. And he goes, that teasing made me become successful. Maybe not want to, whatever. And he became successful now. And he goes, who's laughing now? He just had some really good stuff to say. All right, whatever. Yeah, That's it. I really enjoyed it. It was great seeing him. Really great seeing him.
Good.
So that was it.
Going to comedy shows is always great. That was something. I remember it was in the one of the best nights of my life, honestly. It was like the height of COVID. Tim Dillon came down to perform a comedy show here. But literally, it was like 6 months into COVID. And it was only allowed in Florida because it was open. And Tim flew down to Florida just to do a comedy show because we were the only place open. And it was one of the best nights ever because it was like right when everything was shut down. And then you were like around other people and laughing and making fun of what we all just went through. It was great.
I laughed so hard my cheeks hurt. We were dying.
Yeah, comedy's
great.
And
he's very anti the political correctness, the whole shit. He has the same fucking views that I have. It was like right on the fucking when the place was applauding. Like he was really on the money.
Remember, like we've talked about that on the show many times. How you're like the world's over. All these people think that. And I'm like, no, it's really not the case. Most people are against all that shit, and especially in the last couple of years. Remember, I say every episode. I feel like I say the tide's turning. People are over it. The pendulum swung too far. You were in a room full of all minorities who were shitting on wokeness for an hour.
He was so funny and good with it. I really, really enjoyed myself. I got to tell you, really a lot of fun. Went to bed so late though. I went to bed at 3:40 because I got home. We drove home. It wasn't until like 1:15 we got home. Then I need to watch a little TV. Then I fell asleep for like 15 minutes. Then woke back up again. It was fucking 3:40. It was not easy.
That's a normal Saturday night time to go to bed. Like last night I was in bed at 2:30 and it was early. I was like, whoa.
What time you get up?
10.
Yeah.
I wanted to get up at 9 for the race, but I slept in.
And then I tried to run today and I ran 3 miles in 92-degree weather, Bronny, and I haven't ran in ages. And I got to tell you something, Bronny. I normally do 5 miles. I could not run 3 miles without stopping. I had to stop. I had to walk. It was so exhausting. It wasn't like my legs were fatigued. It was like I ran with a blanket on. I was so embarrassed amongst myself, so to speak, if that's even correctly.
You're embarrassed at yourself.
Yes, that I couldn't do 3 miles nonstop.
The last week has been hotter than the whole summer, for sure.
Oh
last night, I was leaving the bar, and my legs, there was sweat dripping down my legs onto the floor of the Uber. That's how sweaty I was because it was so disgusting.
Definitely a lot.
I think I texted Bryce in the Uber on the way home. I said, I'm so sweaty that my balls could quench the thirst of a medium-sized African village. That's how sweaty I was. I thought that was funny. So I guess we got to talk. Well, today's 9/11 if we want to talk about that.
Yeah, wow.
If we want to talk about 9/11, is there anything to talk about? It's the
21st
anniversary.
You got
I wanted to talk about the Queen.
Yeah.
This episode brought to you by Manscaped, who really helped me out this week. Look at that, Dad. I used it on my shoulders.
But you didn't use it in the back of your neck, bro.
I need help on the back of my neck.
I'll help you.
So
Let's go up right now and do it, all right?
I used it on my chest. It's trimmed.
Wait, you trimmed? Doesn't look like you fucking trimmed anything.
I did though. I really did.
So you did your whole arms?
I took my trimmer instead. Sometimes it's like a pain in the ass to go with the straight razor. So I take my lawnmower 4.0 and I just go without any, like the lowest setting, and I just go and trim it, and it pretty much the same as shaving it.
Correct.
So it's very easy.
I need another blade, I think. Have you ever replaced the blade on yours?
I replace it all the time.
Can you give me one?
Of course.
Can you bring one up next time?
Yeah.
I need it because I need it. But I didn't look back at my neck. Look.
Yeah, it looks very nice.
That's today with the
Manscaped has been helping us out in the Bloom family for years now. And now they've even been helping out everyone around the Bloom family. Like my friend just got his Ultra Smooth package, which is it's the small blade. And this blade is witchcraft because it literally...
You can't nick yourself.
It's a blade with it's
like a shaved razor blade.
Right. It's like a full-on razor blade. And the ointments that they give you and the moisturizer that's in this blade, you go on your ball sack and
the shaft.
And it just fully gets rid of every single hair and you don't even feel it.
And it's so smooth.
And my friend literally, he just got it.
He sent you a video? He sent you a video of him doing it?
No, he didn't send me a video, but he said, I can't wait to show you how good my balls look. And I said, I can't wait to see.
Oh, boy.
Because it's the best.
It really is. It's great.
It enhances your life, all their products. So not only their Lawnmower 4.0, which is their trimmer, which, it's waterproof, wireless charging. I literally haven't charged mine in months, and somehow it still works in the shower.
I just did it this morning.
Yep, but the weed whacker gets your nose and your
My
hair.
nose looks good, right?
It does look good.
Yep.
But then they also have other products.
And I love when you do the nose thing. When it hits the hair, you know you get it. It's
satisfying.
Because you know you get in it. Yeah. It works perfect, yeah.
But then I also not only use their machines on my hair, but I also use their products to keep my hair nice and smelling good. I use their ball deodorant, which keeps it it's really fucking hot outside in Florida. And if I'm going out, there's an off chance that maybe someone might be around my ball area later on in the night. So I want to make sure that it's dry and smells good. So I use my ball deodorant. I use my anti-chafing spray. I use my body wash.
Just one big Manscaped.
Hell yeah. I use the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner as well as the body wash because it's in a metal case, plastic free, all the good shit in there, and it smells really good. So if you guys need to upgrade anything in your grooming repertoire, which I bet you do, because it's very important to take care of yourself, head over to manscaped.com, use the code DaddyIssues20. You'll get 20% off and free shipping on your entire order, and you'll make your life much better, and you help us as a listener of the show. So once again, manscaped.com, use the code DaddyIssues20, and you'll get 20% off and free shipping on your entire order. But before the Queen, if there's anything we want to say about 9/11, I mean, there's nothing to say.
No, to me, listen, it's part of our history, and
it was set up. It's a tragedy, but it was a set up tragedy. But that's fine. We don't need to get into that on the anniversary.
What do you mean set up tragedy?
It was orchestrated, the whole event.
By who?
9/11. By a lot of people. It wasn't just a...
You don't think it was just a random
You think
thing?
12 random Arab dudes in the desert that didn't even have electricity were able to manufacture and take down the entire biggest country in the world? Yeah, sure. Definitely.
So you think America did it?
Or let it happen, yeah.
Why the fuck would they let it happen?
Because look what came from it.
I don't think
America has never been more powerful than post 9/11 America. Never. The government. I'm not talking about the people.
Where'd you hear this from?
No, it's just, there's the 9/11 Commission. Congress themselves never came to the government themselves, when they investigated into 9/11 back in 2003, the year after, they never came to a conclusion. Congress. And then they just kind of shut it up. They did not decide that it was Al-Qaeda and bin Laden that took it down. The own government investigation. And there's a lot more sketchy shit. But the day after 9/11 happened, we went to war. And we were at war for 20 years, all because of that one day. And it's the government made trillions of dollars from that war. Trillions.
I don't know. Again, above my realm, it would be disgusting if that was the reality behind it.
How could people who don't have any internet, who live in a cave in the desert, take down America? They can't. They just couldn't by themselves. They couldn't.
How did Mickey Rourke do the whole fucking thing in the desert and go against Iron Man?
Exactly. That was fake.
Right.
Exactly.
You like that analogy, huh?
Well, Mickey Rourke was in the second movie. The desert was in the first movie with Iron Man.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. But that's even more. And then also, there are more buildings that went down than just the Twin Towers, and how did they go down if just a plane hit the buildings? Why were there other buildings that fell when no planes hit them? That's weird. It's because they were probably blown up. There were, right, like the plane hit one building, but there were other buildings that fell, not got damaged, fell, don't exist anymore. How does that happen?
I don't know.
I think it's called Site 7, World Trade Center Building 7. I think it's called that. This building was not far. This is from NIST.gov. What's NIST? Questions and answers about the NIST World Trade Center 7 investigation from 2010. The original World Trade Center Building 7 was a 47-story office building located to the north of the main World Trade Center complex. Completed in 1987, it was built on top of the existing Con Edison substation. On 9/11, World Trade Center 7 endured fires for 7 hours from the time of collapse of the north. So that's what they're saying. Debris from the collapse of the World Trade Center 1 ignited fires in Building 7. However, the fires on some of the lower floors burned out of control. So they're saying that's what the investigation said. But it's like this building was completely, look, because a lot of people have questions about Building 7 because it makes no sense that it's like if a plane hit our neighbor 3 doors down, but then our house completely was demolished. It would be like, what? How did our house get demolished from the plane hitting the house next door? It doesn't make sense. This is from govinfo.gov. Final report on the collapse of World Trade Center Building 7. Federal Building and Fire Safety Investigation. So there's been all these investigations into that building specifically. But that's one thing. Another thing is, there were multiple things that happened too that are really sketchy, right? Like we forget that we think of 9/11 as just an attack on the World Trade Center. But there were many things that happened on that day, right? Supposedly a plane went into the Pentagon, right? That's what we were told. What came from that? We were told on that day that a plane flew into the Pentagon.
How did it even get to that point without it being shot out of the sky?
Of course.
Right.
There was another plane, United 93, that we're supposedly told that the people on we know this apparently. I don't know how we know it.
People stopped the passengers.
The passengers took over and stopped it and crashed the plane themselves because they were heroic enough to be like, if we're going to go down, we're going to take them down. How do we know? First of all, how do we know that? Right? We didn't have people on the plane. They weren't.
The black box tells you everything.
No, the black box just tells you what was going on with the pilot.
I'm just joking.
That plane was headed. The story of that plane was that it was headed for the White House.
White House, correct.
You don't think really if there was a plane heading towards the White House,
and that
they blew it up, obviously, and then they made a heroic story. And this is, I don't have proof, but it makes sense. If there was a plane headed towards the White House, what makes more sense? That
America blew it up.
That we know
how angry we would be over that, the peace citizens.
Well, yeah, of course. Well, which story makes more sense? A plane's headed right towards the White House.
Oh, Bronny, every time you think you would learn, it falls every time.
A plane's headed right towards the White House. What makes more sense? That we know of an entire story of all these people on the plane hijacking the plane back from the hijackers, and then purposefully, the pilots were dead. These people flew the plane into the ground in a field off in Virginia that no one was around, right? It didn't hit a house. It landed in a field and crashed, and everyone on the plane died. Everyone. There was not a single survivor, which a lot of plane crashes, there are usually survivors if it doesn't go into the ocean. So and we know of this whole story, and it's heroic, and it's patriotic, and it's an amazing story. Does that make more sense? Or a plane was headed directly for the White House, so they blew it out of the sky, and they sacrificed the few hundred people, Americans that were on that plane, to blow it up?
The latter.
Of course. So it's like, that's sketchy.
We don't trust the government and the propaganda, so I don't disagree that anything is possible.
The only thing, the Pentagon, arguably the most secure building in the country, right? It's the building that houses the intelligence agencies and the security arm of the government. So what place would have more security cameras than the Pentagon, right? I mean, I couldn't even imagine one.
Pelosi's house?
The Pentagon is probably the most watched place in the country. It's the most secure place in the country. the only thing we have from a plane, a full 737 plane that supposedly went directly into the Pentagon, which was the story we got the day of that 9/11 happened. That was the story we were told. Now, no one talks about that, right? Like now the whole narrative is never forget the Twin Towers, not United 93, not the Pentagon one, not Building 7. The whole narrative is Twin Towers. But on the day it was, oh my God, there was a thing that went right into the Pentagon. The only footage we have from the most secure building in the world, Pentagon 9/11 attack, there's this one little grainy piece of footage that we have, and this is it. Let's see. This is it. So suppose it looks like it's like on a parking, like a driveway, right? Like a security gate. It's not good quality. And I guess this is the Pentagon. We don't know, right? There's a building, but you can't tell it's a Pentagon because we're only seeing one side. This is all the only footage that we have. This is from AP.
Wouldn't they have cameras everywhere?
Everywhere. Who knows what that was? So there's a big explosion. Something, look, I'll go back. You only see it in like frames. So look, there it first came into frame.
Is there a plane there?
Something's there. I don't know what that is. It looks like a missile to me more than a plane.
Is that on the ground?
It looks like it's very close to the ground, right?
It looks like it's on the ground.
Yeah, and it looks like a missile. It doesn't look like a plane. A 737 is massive. We've all been on them. So we have that one frame and then an explosion. That's it. Is that not weird to you that this is all we have of this supposedly the biggest moment?
I would think there would be cameras everywhere outside.
The biggest moment in American history. That's all we have.
Interesting. You never know, Brian.
So it's just like
sketchy.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it definitely didn't happen but it's just like you look at these things and it's...
I'd rather not know these things. Now you got me thinking. I'd rather not know that.
It's just odd. It's just odd that's... It's like, who even knows what this is? What
right.
That could have been like a miniature for all we know. This is footage now after. This is supposedly a Pentagon, and that's all we have. And then who's this? I don't know who this is.
What is that even?
They're showing a guy walking. This is from the dead.
We'll put to rest some of the conspiracy theories about September 11th. Also, it's important that there be a complete record for history. And it also serves as a useful reminder about the terrible nature of the terrorist threat we face as a country.
What the hell? What is that even?
It's just odd. All those things, the date just doesn't add up. And supposedly, so not supposedly, this is true. The morning of 9/11, the planes hit like in the late morning, right? Early morning. Was it the Air Force or local enforcement? Someone in the New York City area, some government agency, I forget exactly, CIA or Navy, Air Force, just happened to be coincidentally running an exercise of if a
terrorist
attack happened in New York City by air, like if a plane was hijacked. So they were running a simulation an hour before.
They fucked up. Maybe they're the one that did it.
No, they were just getting. They probably. What I think happened is that they knew. I don't think that Bush did it, like hired Bin Laden to do it, but I feel like they knew it was going to happen. Like probably had intelligence that something was going to happen,
and that.
And not only did they not stop it, but they let it happen. It's like when we watched the Capitol riot, and not only like the same thing with the Capitol riot. I don't think Pelosi and the Democrats planned it. But I think that they saw something was happening and they instigated it because they knew that they could take advantage of the situation. And so
so disgusting.
We saw
evil.
Security guards removing barriers. We saw Capitol Police removing barriers. We saw Pelosi
left her computer
right. Her computer was just like open and there were cameras around. It's like I don't think that they purposely made it happen, but I think they saw something was going to happen and then made it happen more.
That's just evil.
And I think that Bush and Cheney knew that something was going to happen and instigated even further.
Evil.
To make it, because they never became more powerful than after that.
All right, let's talk about the Queen.
The Queen. So the Queen has passed away at 96. She was around my whole life, your whole life.
Lived a long life.
She reigned for 70 years, which is insane. And now she's dead.
I know it sounds like I don't have any real, like, I'm not upset over it. I don't think about it. I don't really, I don't really care about it. Does that make sense? It doesn't affect us.
Well, yeah. Why should you care about it?
It's like, all right, the Queen of England. It's like, it's nothing for me to really give any thoughts. Now, Mom and Aunt Alex, they love the whole the empire, right? The monarchy. I'm not into that. I never got into it. Nor do I care about it. I don't care about to read about Princess Charles or this one or that one.
Prince Charles. Well, not King
Prince
Charles.
You know what I mean, right?
King Charles.
I don't care about any of that stuff. I couldn't care about the one who denounced his position to be with that girl.
Well, yeah, that's the most
That's the son now. He would be king.
Harry. Well, Harry is the son of the now king, but he's the second son.
Gotcha.
So William is next in line now, right? Like Charles is probably going to die soon. He's like 72.
10 years.
And have you seen how unhealthy? Like there's all these pictures that have come out now that he's king. Like he's been shaking everyone's hands and all this stuff. And his hands are all swollen, like really swollen. You got to see this. King Charles' hands.
You should pick up your phone.
Look, these pictures were all taken in the last couple days.
Oh, that's not healthy.
No, something's wrong, right?
That's not real.
100% it is. Look, this is a picture. Well, no, that one's a joke. Okay. This is a picture of him shaking the new prime minister's hand. Something's wrong with his hands.
Oh, there's some issues there.
He's sick.
Oh.
So something's definitely wrong. So William.
He was married to Diana, right?
He was married to Diana.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the queen definitely killed Diana, but that's a whole lot. Well, not the queen directly killed her, but
100%. Don't you agree?
The family got rid of her.
Yep. I agree with that.
The family got rid of her for sure. But did you see Meghan Markle at the funeral yesterday? So Princess Diana at some funeral before she passed away, she wore like a Chanel black suit and had like a poppy, and people were like loving. It was like an iconic design apparently because she was known for being fashionable.
Everybody loved her.
So this was like an iconic funeral fashion that she was wearing. Meghan Markle wore the exact same outfit to the funeral yesterday. The exact same outfit. Which on the one hand is like kind of cool because it's like a fuck you, but also she's horrible to begin with, Meghan Markle.
Yeah, why would she should have said to her husband, I love you, do not denounce it. That's what she should have said.
Of course. Well, she is just about power. She
has no power now.
Well, now she has a deal with Netflix. She has a deal with Spotify. She's huge. She's bigger now.
What's her deal?
She was a failed actress.
What's she doing Netflix?
She has all these shows. Her and Harry, they left England. They live in California. And they work in the entertainment. So she was in the entertainment industry.
Right. Suits was her only thing.
And she was just like a B-list actress, C-list, and then nothing. Then she left the entertainment industry, and now she's back, and she's bigger than ever because she's woke now. Because
How did he
called out
her?
the queen? I don't know. But they
do.
Is
that really his hands?
Yep. Something's wrong.
Yeah. So Prince Harry, is that the one next in line?
No, William is the next
William.
line.
He's the one married to Kate.
Kate. And they have 3 children, so Harry will never get it. Because William's going to be next. Then George is his oldest son. Then Charlotte is the daughter who can get it. And then Louis is the third.
Oh, so it must be is it Harry? It must suck for him, always been in the shadows.
Well, he just knows he'll never get it. Yeah.
Right. That's got to suck.
But if you grow up knowing that, then there's
you think there'd be resentment?
No, there's more freedom in that. Harry has so much more freedom. William, his whole life is like he's being groomed for a position. He can't do anything.
Sucks, yeah.
Harry, he can go live in California and fuck around with a hot actress. Like it doesn't matter.
Does he have any security, Harry?
What do you mean security?
Like around him?
Oh, yeah, of course. He must. I mean, it doesn't.
But do they support
who cares
him?
If you're king?
Do they support the prince?
Because the family is estranged now, all because of Meghan.
That's what I'm saying.
She tore the family apart.
So where does he get his money from?
Well, I'm sure he still gets money from the family.
You think?
Of course. Well, he also probably you gain titles and positions, right? Like Harry, when I guess he abstained from it, but if you're born into one of the wealthiest families in the world, if not the wealthiest family in the world, and you go off on your own, come on, you think that you're gonna have $0? There's millions that you probably can just get from all these things. The thing that people don't realize, like the British royal family, like Mom at lunch, what was she saying? Oh, she was saying that King Charles now.
Is he still with his girlfriend? What's her name?
No, he has a wife.
Who's
the Queen Regent now. King Charles.
That's
wife.
the unattractive.
Camilla,
right.
Queen consort, not Queen regent. Camilla. It doesn't even say her last name. There's no last name. CNN, Camilla, now known as Her Royal Highness, was confirmed there's no last name.
He's been with her even when he was married to Diana. You know that.
Her official name
doesn't
even have a last name.
You know that, right?
Shand. Yeah.
He was with her when he was with Diana.
And she was with an Arab dude, and that's how they killed her.
Right.
She was like probably selling secrets of the royal family off to some Arab dude.
There's no question that was a whole.
And then they just she died in a traffic accident.
So what's the deal with Meghan? Whatever. What's the deal with her?
Well, Meghan is she's a bitch. She's a fucking bitch. She comes into the most powerful family in the world
and
destroys them, completely takes them all apart, makes it all about race. It's like, of course the queen's doesn't care about black people. Why should she? She's a queen of England. She was born in 1922 or whatever. Why should she it just is ridiculous to make her.
It's amazing that she would pull her fucking husband out of it, and he's such a fucking pussy.
He's a pussy.
There's no vagina that's fucking worth that. I'm sorry. You tell your bitch, get the fuck out.
He's a pussy.
Would you ever leave to do that? But get the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's not even like leaving our family. We're just average Joes. The most family in the world. Like, all the fucking sex in the world, and she fucking runs it.
He's a bitch.
The sex ain't that good. He's a fucking bitch.
Yeah. Or she just, the two of them
she should
now
kiss his ass.
Of course.
She's just an actress. She's nothing.
She's not even an actress.
You know
she was in one thing.
But
I've been in things. So am I an actor? No.
Right.
Like, I've been in movies. Does that make me an actor? No.
Technically does, yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's like the same as her. She's not an actress.
She's an asshole.
She was in one thing.
She's an asshole.
But now they have a deal with Netflix. Let's see. Meghan Markle Netflix deal.
Let me see her.
What's this from? Express.co.uk. This was last month. Meghan and Harry's cashed up future with Netflix starting to look much less certain. Meghan and Markle and Prince Harry's supposedly cashed up future with Netflix is much less certain, a royal expert has claimed, despite the eye-watering deal struck with the online giant. So they made a deal a couple years ago with Netflix for $100 million to create original content, including documentaries, movies, series, and children's programming. What makes them qualified to do that?
Nothing makes them qualified.
It's just insane.
Like the Kardashian. What makes them qualified for anything? It's what people want to read.
But at least the Kardashians have been in entertainment for years, have a proven track record of entertainment successes. Right? Like if the Kardashians came to me and said, I want to make a TV show, I'd invest with them.
This is the first time. Is this the first time this guy fucking Harry, his name is?
Yeah.
Got laid?
No, he used to be he was the bachelor guy. He was the cool bachelor prince who was partying all over the world.
And this woman fucking keeps him from the family.
Yeah.
Hey, mom said Kim Kardashian looks different. What does she look like?
Okay, so wait, you ready for this? 2 episodes ago, I said to you that I think that beauty trends are going to start to change.
100%, yes.
Remember, and I said, right now it's all big curves, big lips, big hips, all this shit, ethnic looking. And then I said, I think that the trend is going to go back to 90s skinny, blonde hair, pale model.
You did say that.
It's on the record. And I even said, why would Kim Kardashian, why wouldn't she change her look if everyone looks like her? The second everyone starts looking like her, I said either someone new is going to come who looks different and be the new beauty standard, or she's going to change her look.
You did say that.
And Kim Kardashian on Instagram 3 days ago, Kim Kardashian.
Let me see what she looks like.
Her whole look.
Let me see. Who is that?
Kim Kardashian.
Get the fuck out.
She changed her whole look. This.
Oh my God. We're not going to make it bigger. I wouldn't even see that.
Okay, so first of all, is this not the most 90s white? So a year ago, Kim Kardashian almost looked black,
like
right?
She would have looked like her.
Now she looks like a white girl. She has blonde hair.
But she's going with that butch. It's a little butchy, though.
She's not accentuating her hips anymore, right? She always used to have a huge ass, huge hips, huge tits.
I didn't realize she's that thin.
It's just, did I not call it or did I not call it? And none of these show her butt or her hips. Look, watch, if we go back to all her old pictures, well, that one's showing her butt.
It's not her.
Yeah, of course it is. But look, you can slowly start to see too.
Woman, slow down.
She's getting whiter and whiter looking and less.
You got to show me the pictures,
hips.
dude.
I just did.
No, I can't see like that. Can you make it bigger?
Oh, which one? What do you want
all
to see?
All of them. Just scroll right there. Start from there.
That's not what Kim Kardashian looked. That's another thing too. This was posted 2 weeks ago. So back in the 90s, people did like side parts to their hair, right? Women wouldn't part their hair down the middle. That was weird. Then the last 5 years, everyone's parted their hair down the middle.
Don't even know this.
And it's like an ethnic look. Like people were calling it blaxploitation because that's what black girls used to do.
Oh my God.
But now Kim Kardashian is back to the side part because that's what back to 90s.
Doesn't look, go next. I can see a couple more pictures.
Yeah, you just do it.
I can't even tell what they look like. Let me see.
Looks like a crack or that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like her. Wow, that's a little scary. She's a fucking freak.
This is like the most white girl picture ever.
Oh my God, yeah, it's a different person.
Where a year ago she would have looked fully black, and it's just I just want everyone to acknowledge that I called that before it happened. I mean, I'm fucking clairvoyant. Look at this. That's not the Kim Kardashian of a year ago.
Oh my God, different.
She looks like Pamela Anderson, if anything.
100%.
And that's what I said. I said it'll go back to the 90s. Paris Hilton, Pamela Anderson. That's the style. We're back.
So she got her ass implants taken out?
I don't know. Her ass does not look as big as it did before.
It doesn't look as big. Oh my God.
I'm pleased to announce the launch of Sky Partners with private equity veteran Jay Simmons as a co-founder and managing partner, along with Kris Jenner, who will serve as partner to our firm. Together, oh my God, she started a consumer and media private equity firm. Guy.
I guess when you have how many followers you have?
328 million.
Could you imagine? Is she the largest one out there? Ronnie,
no,
328 million.
I think
Ronnie.
Cristiano Ronaldo might have the most.
Who the fuck's that?
Soccer player. Let's see.
328 million.
Ronaldo.
Cool.
How many does Ronaldo have? Oh, he only has 23.6.
Can you?
No, this is not that Ronaldo. This is a different Ronaldo. Who has the most Instagram followers?
Besides us at Daddy Issues.
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo. I was right.
Who is that person?
He has 477 million.
Why?
He's the most famous soccer player in the world. And you know, like people in Vietnam don't know about Kim Kardashian, but they know about Cristiano. Ronaldo is known in every corner of the world.
Let me see what he looks like.
You know what he looks like.
Bron, that's crazy.
You've seen him.
Crazy. So he makes more off his Instagram than he does probably off.
I doubt it. Oh, look at this. This was 8 hours ago. Ronaldo receives criticism for posing with a picture with Jordan Peterson on his Instagram, referring to the controversial right-wing Canadian psychologist as my friend. He's not right-wing. We've talked about Jordan Peterson.
About it. He can do what he wants.
That's like the internet sucks. He posted a picture with Jordan Peterson and tweeted, "Remember when pride was a sin?" Wait. Oh no, that's about Jordan Peterson.
God, people need a life.
Yeah.
We got to do daddy issues. We didn't get to
we have to do fatherly advice.
Doesn't matter, right? We got the topics.
What are you talking about? We talked
about
a lot of
goes
things.
so fast, doesn't it? This hour flies by, Bronny.
The one thing I do want to say about the Queen before we end it is that she, I feel like, was the last of the old way of the world.
I agree with you.
And like even now, Prince or King Charles is talking about how like the monarchy needs to scale back, and it's not fair to the people of England taking money from them. And it's like they're gonna ruin it. For some people, they're gonna think it's good.
The tradition and culture is gone, is what you're saying.
Yeah, there's some things in this world like
that should remain.
Yeah, and she was like an icon throughout history. She always had it the same way, right? Like she was the same person now that she was when she was 23 and took the throne.
Gotta respect
and
that.
Like the world changed around her, but her institution never changed. And as a royal, like every society, every culture, every country has an aristocracy, whether you like it or not. That's how society has to have it. It has to have people who are the really wealthy, who run shit behind the scenes. That's just how society's worked forever when you get big enough. At least in England, how it used to be, and I feel like it's all going to change, at least they did it behind closed doors and they didn't care what people thought about them. Right? Like the Queen and all that, they killed people when they wanted to. They did all this shit. Now, American aristocracy is Jeff Bezos. It's like, it's so lame. Who cares? Who talks about like Black Lives Matter and shit? And like it's just
money.
Modern aristocracy feels so lame and stupid. I feel like the aristocracy should be secretive and we shouldn't know what they're up to. Like, that's what it should be.
Do you see, like, when we watch a show on Hulu, the what's it called?
Wrexham.
You see the culture of even the people that watch the game. It's what it means to them, where American people will never talk like that. There's so much culture and the meaning behind it, the family, and the Americans are very different in that regard, where Europeans are much more, there's a tradition behind it. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Yeah, that's not really what I was trying to say, but I hear what you're saying.
But there's the queen runs it. There's a certain tradition and culture that they're not going to waver from. That's embedded in their
it's royal,
like their genetic DNA.
Yeah,
the Americans like, I sold out. I got the most money. It's a whole different mentality.
Yeah, and it's just like, the royals are stupid, 100%, and they're definitely criminals. But it's like, at least they knew what they were and they did it well. Jeff Bezos is a royal in America, and he's a criminal, but he pretends not to be.
Well, no,
and that's
you're
what I
not
hate.
saying he's criminal. No, because that's defamatory. He's not a criminal.
He's a criminal. Amazon has paid like $0 in taxes.
Okay, all right. He's not a criminal.
He's a scumbag. He's
you don't
sketchy.
like him, okay? But he's not a criminal.
He's not literally a criminal. I'm using that word facetiously.
Okay,
I'm using that word as saying he's a bad person.
Okay, no problem.
Because he is. But he pretends not to be. And that's gay. If you're a bad person, be a bad person. If you're the queen, kill people who you want to kill and shut the fuck up about it and not say a single thing and do your shit in the shadows and wear a bunch of gold and have a house that has 75 bedrooms and be powerful.
Okay, and
Jeff Bezos has no power.
I just want to say, so Jeff Bezos is not a criminal and is not a bad person. It's just your opinion. Just your opinion.
Well, bad is always an opinion.
Okay. Would you listen to me, what I'm saying, you dumb fuck?
Well, you think Jeff Bezos is going to take you to jail?
You don't know. He can fucking sue you for defamation if you're going to make certain defamatory statements. You don't like him.
I don't like Jeff Bezos.
You don't have any proof or anything like that. You're just giving him your stupid opinion. That's all you're giving.
Of course, I have no proof.
But you're giving your stupid opinion.
Yes, it's my stupid opinion.
Thank you.
Jeff Bezos, that is my stupid opinion that I think you're a bad person.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. But the thing is, he pretends not to be a bad person. And he's always in the news trying to make things right and trying to say things and apologizing and changing things. The queen never apologized once in her whole life, and that's fucking awesome.
I think that the queen, there's a different culture and tradition which means something. And I think that's more you find that in European people generally as a whole than you do in the American. It's a sellout.
Yeah.
Americans, it's all about the money. It's about immediate gratification, not about the future.
It's
all bullshit.
Too, yep.
And I think that I'm telling you, even when you watch Wrexham, okay, the show, it's so, when you hear about the family, and I know it's documented, they cut and slice certain things to make it fit the thing, but generally there's a huge thing from the cultural tradition which Americans have lost, period. And I like that part of the history and culture in Europe is greater than, we have a lot of history and culture here, a lot, but people don't value it the same way. They'll knock down a building and build a new building. Yeah. They're not doing that in Europe.
Definitely
That's all.
Not. So there's a lot more pride in the culture and the history.
I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying that component is like Boston.
No, it's better.
But like Boston, what I like about Boston is they stick to their own. There's some. I'm not saying I like Boston. I'm saying, but the people take care of their own people.
Yeah.
Generally.
Well, even like with the Queen, a lot of people have been talking. Like a lot of people were anti the monarchy in England, and especially like Scotland and Northern Ireland, right? Because they went to war. Right, like the Queen and the Empire was warring with Ireland for decades and killing the people and all that stuff. So they don't really like her as a woman, but they respect her and they respect
100%.
And so they would never. They don't talk ill about her.
That's exactly what I'm trying to get at. Right,
it's because you know why they do? Because there's actual power in what she stood for. Or our royals, our aristocracy, there's no actual power because they change every day. They change their mind. They apologize. So this whole like all the Meghan and Harry shit with the Queen. We don't know anything about how the Queen felt on it. We never heard a word from her. We just heard Meghan's side.
But isn't that the best?
That's how it should. If that happened in America, they would all be on Oprah talking about. They would all issue apologies written by their PR
I think it's
publicists.
It's fucking pathetic.
There's so much power in being strong and keeping your opinions to yourself and behind closed doors. No one cared what the Queen or the Queen treated as like no one cared what she thought about Black Lives Matter because she was the Queen. We don't need to hear. But now it's like Bill Gates, which is an American royal, right? Like that's just no matter which way you cut it, that's how it is. He's an American aristocracy. Has his opinion out on every little thing.
Who gives a fuck?
Any misstep, he has a public apology. The Queen's own son, Prince Andrew, is messed up in all this Jeffrey Epstein shit, right? Like, he definitely was involved in all that shit. We didn't hear a word from the Queen about it.
How great is that?
It's how it should be.
It's the way it should be.
Because if you're really powerful,
Bronny,
that's real power.
Bronny.
Not apologizing to the people.
What about this?
That's gay.
Our family, right? People, family life, okay? Let's watch a dog. Yeah. Okay. People air the dirty laundry out in public. I went to my therapist. I need a Valium. I did this. They wake up in the morning. Had my Xanax. I couldn't fucking sleep last night. Like, get a fucking life. Yep. No one gives a fuck. But the need of Americans to be validated. Here's the thing. The Queen doesn't give a fuck about validation.
She doesn't care about public opinion at all.
That's my point.
Because she has real power. But Bill Gates doesn't have real power because the second the public doesn't like him, he's gone.
Right. But my point is,
the Queen isn't gone if people don't like her.
But start from within your home. Okay? Keep shit to yourself. Everybody. I'm eating here. Look at what I'm eating. Bad day. Everyone posts everything. It's all about fucking validation. The Americans are so fucking insecure and weak and pathetic. There's validation on social media. Who gives a fuck? People need to start. By the way, Kardashian, let me tell you, I don't like her, but I respect that she's very good in what she does. She does whatever the fuck she wants. She does. She does whatever the fuck she wants, and she has power because people want to be her.
She has more power than Bill Gates probably has. So power,
my point
honestly.
is, so it's unbelievable that why Americans be fucking validated with I need a like, I need this, I need follow me here, I'm posting here. Here's where I went to dinner. Everything's a fucking post. Americans are pathetic. Pathetic. The culture of what we're teaching people is pathetic. And you brought up a great point. She doesn't give a fuck. And it's no one's business. By the way, what goes on in our household, Bronson, should remain in our household. Don't you agree? Everybody, what they post. Oh, hi, Papa. It's been 10 years since you've been passed away. I miss you. You're in a better place. One day I'll see you. Like, who the fuck needs to post that?
Keep your shit to yourself.
But who is it such therapeutic? It's bullshit. Or when the Me Too movement, it happened to me also. Keep you one fucking person. Like, I just realized after 30 years, my dad raped me. One of people we know. I'd be embarrassed. Don't you think? Yeah. Keep your fucking shit to yourself. Well, it just
shows you like the Queen. It just shows you the difference in culture and values from what the Queen, how she handled situations, and like Meghan Markle, how she handled the situations.
The Americans are weak, pathetic people who want to be validated.
You don't think the Queen was a woman in power in like in the early 20th century and has ruled the most powerful country forever? You don't think she's had to deal with so much
more than we can all ever imagine?
And we never heard her complain once or do anything. Meghan Markle was dating Harry and made it that she was the biggest victim because the Queen was like worried that her grandchild might be a little darker skinned than the rest of the family. It's like, really, you're a victim?
By the way, but you can understand the Queen feeling that, her culture.
Even if you can't, who the fuck cares? You're not a victim.
And you know what the best part
is? You're dating a guy who's the most powerful person in the world.
When this play happened, the Queen probably said, let's assume someone from the Queen's department said, we need to dress. She probably said, fuck, it's not even worth my time.
Yeah. But it's just like the Queen has probably had to deal with more stuff in this world than anyone. She was a woman in power through World War II, World War I for a little bit, World War II, huge economic depression. Like, she was in power for so long.
She's seen more than anyone.
She's seen her empire be the biggest in the world, right? Go from owning India, parts of China, Israel, parts of the other Middle East. Yeah. She owned all those. And then she let a lot of them free. Australia, Canada. She's had to deal with more shit ever, and she's never complained once. I respect the shit out of the Queen, and that's just what I wanted to say. Is that now that she's gone, it feels like a part of that old world is gone because now King Charles is already talking about how the monarchy is unfair.
And wait till when Harry takes over.
Yeah, it's like it's just going to change.
Harry's going to let his American wife Kate run it.
No, William. Kate's British.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, Kate's British. She's just not royal. She wasn't royal.
You know that they just met at college. American people are fucking pathetic and weak. Period.
It's just the modern world now, and that's why when the Queen died, a part of me was like, that's a shame because she did feel like the last connection to a traditional world. Which not all things were good in the traditional world, but there were definitely some things that were better than they are now.
I agree. All right, let's do a follow advice.
Okay, this is a follow-up one. Remember we talked about the one who it was from a wife and her husband was she was like he stays at home and he like takes care of the kid and he doesn't go into work anymore, but he used to. Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
And she was like, I just like don't know. He's like depressed because he's staying home all day. And we were like, you need to get into couples therapy.
Yeah, I remember that.
That'll be
yes,
right.
yes.
So she said, hope you guys are doing well. Just a little update. Things got crazy after the fatherly advice episode came out. Not even related to the episode, but my husband fell into really deep anxiety and depression, wasn't even going to work and wasn't eating. Thank God we went to see a doctor and things are looking up. We both started working out 5 times a week at the gym. Been so healthy for us both mentally and physically. We're working with the trainer now and things are getting so much better. So that's really great. And now on to my next fatherly advice. So that's a nice update.
So he feels better about himself physically and the endorphins and that they're doing something together, which is important.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is great. She said, my friend's husband has been towing the line on being inappropriate and my friend doesn't seem to realize at all. I'm a super friendly person, love to talk to everyone I meet, and my friendliness can be mistaken for flirtiness sometimes. This is not what's happening here. I really enjoy being friends with the girl. I'm terrible with confrontation and hate to make things awkward. What's a good way to approach that situation?
I'm not fine. What's the issue?
Her friend's husband is crossing a line with her.
Oh, and she's friends with the wife.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
I don't know what you do.
That's a tough one.
You can't say anything to the friend.
No.
You can say something to the husband, I would think. If someone came, if
she needs to put her foot down with the husband and
if one
keep
of
a little
my
distance.
friends, if one of my buddy's girlfriends came up to me, like I knew her pretty well, and she came up to me and she was like, I just feel a little uncomfortable with you. I feel like you're just being a little too flirtatious with me. Would you mind just like not?
You would apologize.
I would feel bad about it.
You'd apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the guy's trying to do something.
You're a very good person, and I'm many people like that. I think you bring up a good point. I think she needs to put her foot down with him, not let the friend know.
You can't tell anything to the friend.
No. Or just keep your distance.
Yeah, but you have to stop it. Or you just don't be friendly to the husband. She's saying that she's so friendly that sometimes she said, I'm super friendly,
right.
And sometimes it's mistaken for flirtiness. Don't be friendly.
You don't be as friendly.
Just be cordial. Don't be friendly.
Correct. Matter of fact, a little abrasive.
Like just do enough where your friend is going to be like, why do you not like my husband anymore? Don't get to that point, but you don't need to be.
I agree.
Overly,
I think you gave good advice. I think that's the right advice.
Yeah, that's all you can really do.
Interesting. All right, she got a double. I'm glad things are working out with her husband.
Yeah.
I really am. I like hearing that.
Yeah, that's a good update.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for the update and good luck with the other thing. But I think Bronson's correct. You need to, I think, either not be friendly to him or say something to him and just keep it a matter of fact. And just make it like, listen, I don't know if anything, whatever, but I feel uncomfortable. I think that might be awkward for her. I think she just needs to tone it down with him.
She said she's not good with confrontation and hates to make things awkward.
So then
just tone
it down.
Back.
Yeah. Just be a hi.
Right.
And keep your distance.
Just friendly enough where you're not being an ass, but don't.
Good advice. That was not fatherly advice. That was son advice.
Sonily advice. Yeah.
Good job. All right, Brian, I love you.
Love you too.
Bye, everybody. You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.